Have you ever felt that your marriage has felt less exciting and you wonder, our dating life has been so colorful and wonderful, and where has it all went? Can my marriage be exciting too? We see each other all the time and it may feel so mundane and so boring. Marriage is meant to be the most important relationship you can have, and it is meant to be flourishing. You are meant to nurture your marriage. So I'm happy to share with you 5 exciting tips, practical tips that you can apply to your marriage. You can apply all of them, you could apply one of them, see what works for you. But it is important that we do nurture our marriage. Nurturing our marriage means you're making time for each other. You're making time for each other on a consistent basis. Just like you won't cancel an important doctor's appointment or a consistent dentist appointment, and you need to eat and you need to sleep and you need to drink, it just needs to happen. This also needs to happen. A marriage that is not worked on, where a marriage where people don't spend time together, it becomes stale, it becomes boring, and it's not meant to be. It's meant to be exciting. Why is it meant to be exciting? You are not the same married couple as you were yesterday, as you were last week, as you were a year ago, as you were when the first day you got married. You are always changing. Life happens. And because life happens, we change. And that means our marriage is changing. And it's good to change. It's good that we learn from each other. And we understand that we are different every single time. As long as your marriage is healthy and vibrant, you can accomplish all challenges much easier. Yes, all marriages have ups and downs, just like life. I like to look at it as a heartbeat. Your heart is beating, meaning life is happening as long as it's going up and down, up and down. So, with it, just like anything in life, yes, we do have ups and downs in marriage. However, if I nurture it correctly, if I give it the right vitamins, it can flourish the best. So it is important that we learn about our spouse to make marriage interesting and meaningful. We need to nurture our marriage consistently. The key word is consistently, in order to experience the relationship we are meant to have. So tip number 1, date each other consistently. This is so incredibly important. Now, it's not meant to be extravagant, but it's meant to be consistent every single time. So maybe it's once a week that you date each other. And dating is so much more important in marriage than in dating, because in meaning before you're married, you are the person you are comfortable with, your married partner. You're learning things about each other. You are genuine. There's no pretensions here. I heard once someone say, the best actor and actress is when they're dating on a date at this 3 hour, uh, time that they have together. So not to say that everything is pretentious, but you are your real self genuinely in your marriage, and your spouse knows you much more than they did when they were dating you. Dating each other consistently sends a loud message to your children that you are the most important people to one another. You are so important to each other, and they will see that you are so much happier. There's more peace in the home after you date each other. And please make that time. If your spouse does not make that time, or forgets to make that time, or doesn't plan it out, please don't take it personally. We know that there's many love languages. So making quality time could be your love language. This is the way your husband shows you that he loves you. He stops everything and you feel so loved and you feel so nurtured and you feel so important and cherished because he's making time for you. He stops everything for you. Now for him, it could be something else. It could be words of affirmation. It could be gifts. So just because he forgets or it's not so important to him doesn't mean he doesn't love you, and it doesn't mean that you're not important. So we have to keep that in mind. You plan it out. You remind your husband that date night is coming up. And remember, it doesn't have to be extravagant and fancy and expensive. It really doesn't. Um, and it could be every single week. It needs to be consistent. So every single week, every single 2 weeks, and maybe once a month you can make it very special. Maybe go out for dinner or buy dinner, and whatever works for you, whatever you makes you feel super special. And I know that when we're quarantined and not many places are open, it's hard, but it's definitely doable. Make sure it's consistent. Some ideas I can share with you on how to have date nights. What you can do during date nights is really it's half an hour on dedicated time. It could be longer, but you want to make sure that it's consistent. So one of the things you can do is walk around the neighborhood. You can go out for ice cream. Really, just go to a pharmacy, get ice cream, sit in the car, and chat. I mean, it's great. Don't talk about the kids. Don't talk about the finances. Don't talk about anything that's that that doesn't have to do with you and him. Meaning, like, it has to do with a relationship. What I like to do is print out insightful questions from Google. Just Google ideas, insightful questions for couples or in a marriage. And I love the deep questions that come up. Write 3 down or 5 down and just go back to it when you feel like you're starting talking about finances or the kids or your job. You don't want to talk about work, no finances, and no kids. This is about you time. So print out those questions or keep or write them out yourself and just have the date. It's a 30-minute date. It's awesome. You're going to learn things about your spouse that you didn't know before. Okay, so the next one is to play cards together, to play board games together, maybe watch comedy together, go for a picnic, or have paint night in the house. So one of the things we like to do when we do paint night is sometimes we like to make a dual painting. So one part my husband paints, one part I, and I could share with you some examples that we have. I have one part I painted. My husband painted this one. Every ending is a new beginning. We were very inspired to do this during quarantine time. And this one we did a little bit earlier, a few years ago. So it's basically a dual painting. You can hang it up in your bedroom. You can hang it up anywhere you'd like. But it's beautiful. It really shows that you made time for each other. So it's like a dual painting or a 2-part painting. Okay, tip number 2. Love coupons. So you can have Post-its, you can have index cards, or you could print out, go to Google Images and sample love coupons. Some of them have some ideas already on the coupons. Some of them are blank. So you could print out blank ones and just hand some out to your husband after, when he's in a great mood and you have some and you really just fill out 5 or 10. So what happens is you write down what works for you, what makes you feel super special. And he writes what kind of attention he'd like to have. So some examples could be like, surprise me with my favorite chocolate bar, a massage, or buy me dinner, or surprise me with like an extra date night, or give me extra TV time or computer time, or like I have the remote that night, or whatever that it is. Whatever makes your husband feel special. You want him to set up a bubble bath for you. Whatever that it makes you feel super special, that's what you write. Another idea is I want a $50 extra, budget so I could buy myself some things, or whatever the amount is. So that's what you write on the love coupons, and you basically, men sometimes forget this. So what you do is, if you're, more, you would be better with time and appointments and scheduling. This is important to you. So you put it on his pillow. You put it all in an envelope. One envelope for you, one envelope for him. And on his envelope, you write, to my husband, and yours is to my wife. And take one out. And this is a reminder for that week. Sometimes during the week, you're going to do what they say. You could make it every month. You can make it every 2 weeks. But it's better to make it like, probably every 2 weeks or every week. This way it's like it keeps the marriage alive. It keeps it interesting and fun. So you can do that. Number 3, a bucket list. So you sit down together and you write down. I bought this cute little box. You write down, it has some paper. You write down things that you'd love to do together. that you just like wish you did together. And it doesn't matter if it's possible or not. Just do it. Just write it down. It doesn't matter if you have all the props. For example, you could write, I want to go bike riding with you. Like we both, maybe both of you don't have bikes, but it's an idea. So now that you want to go bike riding, he'll probably look out for bikes for you guys. So the next one could be we're baking together or we're cooking together, and you have a certain meal in mind. So these are great things you can do together. Go walk in the forest together. Take like get a babysitter if you have kids, and just go for a walk in the forest. So whatever that you'd love to do together. Okay, that could be a date night idea. All right. So regarding date nights, I just want to remind you that once a month, make it really special. Make it like super special. Maybe you're buying lunch and having a picnic together. Maybe you are going to a restaurant. So one of the times should be something extra special, or if that's what you like. Or once a week, 30 minutes, an hour, that's your date night. More consistent. Number 4 is a book called Me, You, and Us. So it's by Lisa Curry. It's a really cute book, and it's really cute. So it has all these things, and some of the things we filled out already. It's really cute. It has ideas that you can share together. You really fill this out together, and it has like when and where, me, you, and us. The times when you're doing this. My fortune for you, your fortune for me. What would you write in it? If we had our own reality TV show, or our good deed for the day, what would we do together? Is it loud, heroic, small, or sweet? So they have some cute things here. You could just skim through it. You can do it on date night. You can, I really do like it. It's really short and sweet, and some cute ideas there. And the last one I want to share with you is learn together. Learning together means you are growing as a couple. So if you have kids, maybe you want to read a parenting book once a week. Once a week can be short. We all have busy schedules. So if you have a super busy schedule, just make it 10-15 minutes once a week. Put it on a timer, and whatever page you left off, just get back to it next week. So one book that we like to read together is Rabbi Twersky's book. It's not as tough at home as you think. So it really applies to both of us, because we both are partners in the home. And it's really cute. It really talks about ideas which are helpful for the house, making family life smoother and better. So it's something you both can relate to. You can read about marriage, you can read about parenting, whatever works for you guys. So you read and you discuss it. Sometimes it's a longer conversation, but it keeps it interesting. You're learning something different together. It's really, really beautiful. Set aside this time. So I hope these ideas were helpful. These are some ideas that you can try. Maybe you want to try one, but the most important thing I would like for you to just take away with you is, please make your dates with your husband consistent. And if your husband doesn't feel like it's so important to have date nights, tell him that it's just important for you. And don't take it personally that, oh, he doesn't love me, or he doesn't care, or doesn't make time for me. No, it's just like he has different love languages. So say, it's really important for me, it really makes me happy, and you set it up, you plan it out, and make it special. And hopefully next time he'll be more willing to do it. So may our marriages flourish, may our marriages be nurturing and beautiful. And remember to water your gardens. It's not just enough to have a garden. It will die, the weeds will rot. You need to nurture and grow your gardens, your beautiful marriages. May our marriages be successful in this way. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming, awakening awareness of your greatness and potential.